You guys, top secret, don't tell anybody, we're gonna start classes next week. Monday, it's back. Don't tell anyone. See if you guys can keep it secret. We just want to see it. Like, we'll just test them out for tonight. See if they can keep it secret.
No, but we're not telling anybody because the space is limited, and we only want those that live around here.
And we
want those that come here who are doing solo to come first.
Yes, the guys who have been supporting Zoom classes are the ones who get to come do the live classes first. So we're not going to open up.
You're just doing this, your whole body. You're supposed to copy us right now. I know we didn't say anything, and I know it looks weird, but
feels so good.
It does feel good, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Face, do your face.
Get that.
Good. And now let's do our fingers. Flexion, extension, squeezing, wrist, flexion, wrist, and then wrist extension, squeezing. My hands are shaking, I'm going so serious. Flexion of the elbows, and then rotation. Yep, do it, Bob, join us.
Bob can do the arms.
Yeah, and then extension with rotation. And then arms straight, tension throughout, tension, tension. I'm squeezing my fist, and then arm up, up, up. How was Fit Jitsu last night? I tried to log in, bro, like 3-4 times.
I know.
My kids kept saying loading, loading, loading.
I didn't have the password, it was 2 packed.
Was it 2 packed?
Yeah.
I couldn't get in, that's why?
No, it's just, you gotta get in earlier.
I came in like 8 minutes before, 5 minutes before,
closed. Your computer was whack, it was great.
Forward, forward, other way. I was doing through Victoria's computer, Victoria's email. I couldn't do Fit Jitsu, but I did my own Fit Jitsu 30 minutes by myself.
Fit Jitsu was amazing yesterday.
And I was sweating. Okay. Tucking your chin. And then relax. And then tuck. And then relax. And tuck. Maybe Tracy didn't send me the right links. One tuck.
No.
And tuck. And now hands on your hips, feet shoulder width apart. Circles. Big circles. One direction.
More side mount controls, you guys. Control transitions today. Mount transitions. Guard prevention. They slip that knee in your belly. You better prevent that leg from getting all the way through.
Other direction. Good. Foot in the ground and then ankles. Roll your ankle. Have you ever rolled your ankle and not got hurt?
No, I broke my ankle in high school basketball.
No, but have you ever rolled it and like not?
Yeah, of course.
That's a very important, I'm sure it's happened to many of you also. It's happened to me a handful of times where I've rolled my ankle, but then my reflex, I've caught myself.
Or you just go with it.
Or you go with it, but
you fall and just boom.
Other foot. But your ability to roll it even to that degree and catch yourself, it has to do with the certain health of that ankle, right? The healthier ankle can survive those half rolls. And this is, right, stretching that foot to that. And those intense stretches like that, those are very helpful. They feel great for me. Good, we're going to the ground. We're squatting down, we break fall. Legs straight, and then knees up, and legs straight. And then knees in the sky. And as you lay back, go a little bit on your neck. Give yourself a little bit of a stretch for your neck. Legs straight and knees up. Good. And now throw your legs to the left as we sit up like this. Throw your legs to the left. Yeah, and then throw them to the right. Throw them to the left. You can use your hands a little bit on the ground. Kind of just guide them around. Make it look smooth. And this movement right here, like sitting like this.
Yes.
Right? Or just sitting in a hurdler stretch.
Boom. Yeah, just open up those hips. That's a good one.
There are a fair amount, 2 more to each direction. There are a fair amount of techniques that we teach in terms of side mount attacks or side mount.
Push those hips up a little, yeah. Boom. Yeah, that's a good little angle right there that we don't do often.
Well, there are moves that
Lots of moves,
there,
but no
there are moves that we
stretches.
do,
It's not just a normal stretch that we do here, though.
and then because of that,
this.
when you do the move, people are like, oh, it's so awkward.
Yes.
But it's not usually awkward for us because we have found a habit of sitting like this and warming up like this. Beautiful.
Okay. So yesterday morning, Hito taught Master Cycle, showed a few new details and mount transitions. We're gonna recap some of Monday, but kind of focusing on what Hito showed yesterday in the morning, Tuesday morning MC class. Let's start with the basic control flow for them. Can modify side mount standard and then smart knee and kind of put it all together.
Basic control, standard side mount, neck hug, hand underneath. Talks about not being too grabby, but being a little more dancing fingers, dancing hands. And then from here, someone frames my neck, arm over the head, switch the hip, block the hip. He brings the arm back around my head, arm over the body, roll the hips, hug the neck. And then from here, he pushes my hip. I pick up his tricep, I sit through. From this control, if he happens to slip free from my grip and his elbow goes to the ground, smart knee. Now I'm here, fingers sensitive waiting. When he pushes, I scoop it again and I sit back through. Maybe I move a little higher and I put my foot back, pull your elbow to the ground.
Yeah.
So now my thigh, my hip are in the way of him slipping his elbow back to the ground. So,
And then maybe this comes back in.
he goes back to the frame, I go back, arm over, switch, roll. He hugs my neck, arm back, roll the hips, hug the neck. Maybe even from here, we talk about if you're pushing and you try to do like a little bump and put me in the guard. We talked about smart knee this way on Monday. So there's two ways to get to this right knee right here by his hip. It's either from him using his hand to bump, put me in the guard, or once I already have the arm, if I lose it, and now if I wait, go ahead and bump, he brings the knee and go again. So before he bumps again, his elbow drop, right away, knee tight. And I wait. His elbows, yep, pick it up, and I sit through again. So by myself, let's all lay down. And we'll start in standard side control, right elbow on the ground, right hip on the ground. Okay, left arm is under the person's head, right arm is under their arm. We're in standard side control, knee off the ground. And of course we have our hand, if we need to, our leg. Now from here, they make the frame on our neck. So left arm way over the head, switch your hips, right hand backstroke by the hip. Now they let go of our neck, right hand back over the body, switch the hips again, left arm hug the neck. That was standard to modified, back to standard side control. From standard side control, they begin to push your hip. Pick up the tricep, sit through to the cross chest. Right knee sits through. Okay, now holding that tricep, you put your back leg back a little extra, you lean forward. But from here, what happens? You lose their arm, their elbow slips to the ground. Once the elbow goes to the ground, immediately bring your knee. Boom, go to your right knee, everybody. Go up to your right knee. Yes, right elbow down, right knee. And now I'm waiting. Hand right by their elbow. When they push, won't take long. Scoop it, sit back through again.
Nice, guys.
Beautiful.
Good, Steve. Good, Justin.
Hey, they frame your neck. Left elbow way over the head. Switch the hips, modified side mount, back stroke with the right hand. Good, now they let go. Right arm back over the body, switch the hips again. Standard side mount.
Nice, Rob Kim.
And now from this standard side mount, their elbow wedges, and they tend to put me in the guard from here. From standard, boom, standard to smart knee. Go, jump up.
That knee tight to their body, right against their hip. Right elbow on the ground still. Right elbow on the ground.
Right elbow, right knee. It's about 12
Payam.
inches.
Good, Payam. Good, Reggie.
Put a little space right there. And
Nice.
now they push, scoop the elbow, sit through.
Nice, Reggie. Bring that knee through.
Now from the sit through, you sit through, but hey, it slipped free. You lost the arm. Back to the smart knee again. Good.
Nice,
And now,
Adrian.
when they push the hip, pick it up, sit through again, and done. Good. And now everybody lay on your back, rock back, throw your legs the other way.
Beautiful.
We're
Coming
switching
around.
sides.
Ooh, left side, side control.
Left hip down, left elbow on the ground, legs out wide, standard side control. Everything is good. My hand goes out, my leg is strong. They frame my neck. Arm over the head, roll the hips.
Capture the head. Capture the head, you guys. Critical that you capture it right away when they frame your neck. Beautiful.
And then arm over the body, switch the hips again. Right arm, hug the neck once again. We're back to standard. Oh, they push my hip. Scoop the elbow, sit through, cross chest. Elbow control, back leg back for base. Lean forward, driving.
Nice, Emily.
You lost their arm. Smart knee, left elbow. Left knee, left elbow.
Nice, Michael Kerr, looking sharp.
Hand is by the elbow, waiting. They push, pick it, sit back through again.
Pick that elbow up, scoop that elbow, sit through, beautiful.
Great,
Nice.
They frame your neck. Right arm over the head as the bottom leg goes back and out. Switch your hips.
Good, Dante.
And now back hand, big back step, left hand back. Good, and left arm over the body, hip switch again, back to standard side control. Now we're back in standard, but now from standard, they do a bump and attempt to recover guard right now. Their elbows wedged on my hip, so I go straight to smart knee.
Lock that hip right away, need a hip. Good, Sean Patrick, very nice, need a hip. Good man.
When they push, I scoop their arm, I sit back through.
Nice.
But when I sit back through, I put my leg back a little extra, and I drive forward. But now I lost their arm, their elbow slipped to the ground. Back to my knee again.
Left knee, quick, yes.
Back to my knee. Fingers are feeling their elbow, they push, scoop it again. And this time when you scoop it again, move a little forward.
Slide north.
Slide so that they can't slip the elbow back to the ground. Back leg back, head low. And now they frame your neck one last time. Arm over the head, big arm, switch the hips, block the back hip.
Solid. Left hand blocking
arm
the hip.
over the body again, we go back, we switch our hips, and then we go back to standard.
Good, John and Harsha, solid, you guys. Kevin's right there, looking sharp.
Okay, now we have two mount transitions that we reviewed.
Yep.
And both mount transitions from the cross chest, right? We were here in the cross chest, whether if I'm holding the tricep, head low, foot in the ground. First, it was the one from Monday, which I used my foot, and we reviewed it yesterday, where I shift to my head, knee, hook, and mount. Okay, so from the cross chest, I keep the tricep. And one more time, holding, foot, shift forward, knee, throw my knee, back leg in, and then my right hook in. So this leg first, even though my knee comes across, hook, and then second hook.
The reason why this move works so good, you guys, even if I have my knee up, trying to stop Hidon from a conventional mount, that only works to stop a mount when it's done from a very much of a horizontal crossing of my body. Because Hidon's knee is way up here, it's entering from a very high angle, right in this gap that he creates by lifting his hips. So this does not prevent the mount like it does in a normal mount transition. So it's very effective, very fast.
And also, how often is that foot even up? When someone is sitting facing this way.
No, it's not even there.
It's usually not even up because
there's no fear of mount.
He doesn't imagine that I can mount from here. Now, the other one that we discussed was when the elbow slips.
No, do that. But you also talked about some high steps and some standard transitions. We'll do that one separate in a second.
Okay. Well, yesterday I didn't do the high step and the standard too much.
Okay.
I just did the two from here.
Okay, show it.
Kind of so related.
So you're here, I rip out.
The elbow now pulls to the ground. So then my hand, touch, step, knee, hook, and mount.
Beautiful.
So from, one more time, either you keep the tricep or you lose the tricep. You keep it, head, hips lift, knee across. You lose it, slap, hand and foot lift you, big step. And then now, as my knee goes down, I anchor his thigh, and then I rotate. Right, I anchor this thigh, lean, and then I have my hooks inside. So let's do both of those by myself. We can do the other two after.
Cool.
Here, I'm on my side. We're on our right hip, right elbow. We're in the cross chest. We're controlling the tricep. Right elbow's down. Now using your foot, keeping the tricep, I'm gonna shift my weight onto my head. And now knee across, back hook, and then mount. And hands down.
Nice. Reset it. That was good, you guys. Good,
Again.
Harry. Nice, Harry.
Right hip again. I got the tricep control. I'm under their arm. Using my foot. The last thing that they expect is a mount attempt. Shift forward to my
Drive
head.
your head, you guys, all the way to the head.
If your mat's not good, put a little pillow under your head right there. If you're on a yoga mat.
Let's go, Rodney. Here we go.
Shift to your head.
Drive the weight up.
Knee, back leg, mount, hands out. Now go to the other side.
Nice.
Throw your legs to the other side. Let's have our left hip, left elbow down. Scooping the tricep. Using your foot, shift to my head, leg, back leg, and mount and hooks in. One more time on that side. Left hip, left elbow, cross chest. Left hip is down, left elbow down. Scooping their arm. Use your foot. Shift your weight forward. Push off that foot. Drive, knee, back leg, and then mount. Now we go back to the original side. Right elbow down, right hip down, cross chest. And now is where we're gonna do the
Interesting. The top S mount step over.
Yes. So from the cross chest, I got the arm. I lose the arm. Kind of slapping their hands to their chest, pushing off my right arm. I sit up, and my left foot allows me to lift my hips and throw my leg backwards. Left knee on the ground. So you want to get to our left knee down. And then from here, as I anchor the thigh on the up leg side, I put my hand out. My hand goes out, I grab the thigh, I throw my leg in. There.
Ooh, I want to see that one again, you guys.
Again,
Danny,
I'm sitting down.
Oh, you got stuck. Do it again, Danny.
Right hip, right elbow. Push up on the right hand. Using this foot. Big step. And when I step, my hips lift. Boom, my leg goes. Let your knee drop down.
Not only do you drop this, but you tuck your foot. You're not sitting in the quad stretch right here.
I drop my foot, my knee.
Instead of landing like this. If you land like this, you guys, you're stuck. You won't be able to move. You got to sit totally on this foot so that you can then rock your weight this way.
Yes. Anchor that thigh, lift it, and throw the hook in.
Put your left hand out, Shay, and go lean the other way now. Yeah, and now pull the foot up and lean your, yes, bro. Good.
Right hand, left foot, last one on this side. Throw myself,
one.
Boom. And then my whole leg, you're right, throws
Boom.
down underneath. Hand goes out as I anchor the thigh, throw my leg back around. Other side now, I'm on my left hip, left elbow.
Do it one time right here so I can see. Just so you guys can get contact one more time. So just slow, watch his legs.
I lost the arm, I slap it, I step.
Watch, watch.
Knee down, and now I anchor the thigh.
Look at the lean, look at the lean, look at the lean, you guys. It's so dramatic. He leans way over there so that he can get this foot to unfold itself from that inverted S-mount position.
So I can unfold my foot while keeping constant weight on him.
And I feel it.
Keeping connection. Left elbow, left hip, foot in the ground.
Left side,
hand.
Here we go.
So using my right, I throw my leg up. Boom, back knee down.
Jump onto that knee back there, yep.
Now, as I go out, my hand goes out to my knee side. I anchor that thigh, leaning, leaning, leaning. I fold my leg in, and I'm on my knees.
Nice, Charlie. Good fold around. That was dope. Let's try it again, you guys.
One more time, left hip.
Let's see it, Payam. Step over.
Right foot in hand. Step, boom. Throw your knee down.
And sit on that foot.
Sit on that foot. Hand out to the right. As the left hand anchors, lean, lift it, throw your leg back in, and then in the mount.
Nice, Payam. That was good.
And
good, Makio.
I discussed it on, it's a common question, but some of you might not have been there. But when you land here, sometimes this arm is under my leg, and then I throw my leg that way. And then I just simply fall right back to here. It's not too big of a deal. Or I throw it, but I throw it so far. How do you feel?
Weak.
Weak. If I throw it here, you feel stronger.
Yeah.
So the bigger the throw, the better the landing. Also, in most cases, pull your arm out, there. And now, right now, push me off balance. I got his neck, I got my hand, I got my foot. I got a lot to keep me, or go under my leg, throw me that way. I anchor his thigh, I hold his head. If his elbow lifts up, I triangle. So these are things that you'll play with later once you add a body. The point is that you're not as off balance as it may seem once you learn to, anchor onto their body.
Yeah, you're super spread, and they're super narrow, and they're just tight right here defending. He don't talk about this move in the context, you guys, of losing the arm control. Like if I rip my arm out, that's one situation. Another one is they don't rip out anything. They're just defending so well. He don't just sit through and then just goes like this. Boom, 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 boom. It's just the best mount because there's no elbow escape up here, right? Their hands are defensive, you can step right over. If their hands are closed, it's one of the best transitions.
Similar, and they're so related. This.
Right.
They're so related because your hips are facing north. Because nobody expects you to mount when you're sitting in the cross chest, right? And we refer to this as the cross chest. You don't mount from cross chest.
Yeah.
You control from here. Maybe you attack a little bit, an arm. Maybe you isolate an arm. You bring a knee in, but to mount, how dare you? Okay, now the two other mount transitions were, and I guess the important detail on these, from here, we talk about, for example, if I pick this up and I want to mount, keeping this, right, and bringing my knee tight, and now elbow over his head. So my elbow and my knee somewhat together.
Very tight here.
Not allowing his elbow to be inside. Although if it is, we'll make it work. And then rotate, rotate, how my hand goes out a little bit, but then my knee slides across and my back foot moves in. which allows for, right, elbow escape prevention. My foot is like a door stopper. My foot is high on the person's thigh. Moving down this way. Here, neck hug. Grab the tricep, I sit through. Keeping this, I kind of roll my hip. Boom. I lifted it, I trapped it. Elbow over, knee tight. And now, just to be clear, this is probably the most common time to catch the rat trap, right? Which we'll connect later. But for now, the person's arm is staying around your head. They're not giving you the Americana. They're just staying right here. So then we say, okay, let's take the mount. And we do that by hand out a little bit, south knee across the stomach, and then the other foot tucks in. Rotate, rotate. So as I step over, again, his leg is flat, my foot is ready. When his leg lifts up, I insert my hook. Okay, by myself.
And the high step, you want to do it together?
High step, yes. Elbow is already, now my elbow's over his head. I hold on to his pant right here. Hannah talked about it briefly. We've mentioned it before. If you don't anchor this in other classes, if someone can bridge right now and off balance us. So anytime you sit like this, in somewhat of the cross, in a high step position, which is the same as the cross chest, but it's the other direction, right? How my hips are. You need to anchor onto the thigh. And today, we're gonna hold and we're gonna envision this foot threading the needle. So this foot going through. Holding, if I move my hips that way, it gives me a little more space to bring my foot through. And then now I insert my hooks.
Beautiful shot on that one.
So both of those, starting with standard cross chest. Everyone on the right hip, right elbow. Right hip, right elbow. And then from here now, you have this pretty high. Kind of throw your top left knee over and go to your knees. And now their arms super crowded up here. Throw your left elbow over their head. So left elbow and left knee are like 6 inches apart from each other. And now from here, as I put my right hand out for base, my right knee slides over their belly, and then my left foot tucks underneath me. And now I throw my right leg over and I end up mounted. And now when I mount, they're trying to do the elbow escape, but my foot is too wedged. But once they pick up their flat leg, boom, boom, shoot my hooks in.
Hooks, hooks, hooks. Toes up to this guy, heavy hips.
And lay flat, hands out.
Nice, Xavier.
Same
Good.
one again. I'm on my knees. They push my hip. I sit through the cross chest. I got the tricep. But now, keeping this tricep, I'm gonna wanna go to my knees, but keep their arm out of the party. So I kind of push up on it and I roll to my knees.
Nice, Lorna.
Bring your left elbow over their head.
Nice.
So they can't do an elbow escape because their elbow is out of the equation. From here, first, we put our right hand out a little bit. As we lean our weight forward, we slide our right knee over the belly. As our hand goes out, right knee over the belly. The back leg, the foot slides underneath. It tucks in. And then, as you throw your right leg over, you mount the person. Yep.
Great calling.
When their thighs pick up, shoot both hooks in.
Hips,
hands
hips,
out for
yeah,
base.
always Superman position, hips and hands. There you go. Good, Bobby, Mike, Sean.
Great, now we're gonna do the high step.
Francis, looking sharp. Cheryl.
So, standard side control. Maybe they frame your neck. So you bring your right elbows down for now, right hip is down. We're gonna do the high step mount. Throw my elbow over the person's head. I roll my hips. So now I'm facing their legs, but then I sit. I bring my left knee in close to their ribs. Bring your left knee up. Bend that left knee up. So it's not quite modified side mount. It is bottom leg through, top leg back. It's high step mount positioning. And I hold on to their knee. They have two knees right here. I'm holding on, you see that? To their far knee.
Nice, good Randy, good Don.
And as I hold their knee, before I step, I move my hips away a little bit. There you go, to give myself more space. And for now, let's even try this. Grab your foot. Because when you grab your foot, you can really practice bringing it close and through that small space. Grab it and feed it. And then I whoop, mount, put my hooks in.
That's so good. Yeah, and that one actually works like this. Yeah, it's really effective actually. And that one, because when Hito's facing this way, it's very default for me to do this. It's because my assumption is this. If Hito high steps right now, just casually, I want to catch him with my butterfly hook and either sweep him this way and come on up, or take his back and lift his hook up this way and come out the back door and do this. So if I can hook his leg, I can do stuff. That's why I'll often do this as a default, leave this up. So my leg will be kind of here, my hand is either here or underhook. So if he grabs his own foot though, and he backs his hips up a little bit, he can thread the needle on this one pretty effectively here.
Yeah, so no matter, there's very little space, but I get holding my foot, look at, put my feet it through here.
Look at that, and now that's my
and I mount.
He's already rocking and rolling.
So
this little gap right here is
go knee back down. But look at this, very similar, foot down, freeze. Look at the weight, because the high step traditionally, we said high step. But now I'm saying high step with a grab of the pant, which means that it's not the same high step, because you'll block yourself. That's when you have to do the same principle that he just talked about, which is when they put the foot on the knee. So they're very related for that reason. They're variations of the high step.
Question came in, how do you prevent the elbow escape when you do the high variation?
The high step? How do you prevent the elbow escape when you're doing the high step?
High variation,
Are you asking because I want to know. So here's the first thing. The first thought is this. If somebody has both knees up, my belief is that they're not elbow escape ready, but you'd be surprised how quickly you go for the elbow escape. Boom. He can make the elbow escape happen even though he has both knees up, and he put your leg flat. If he's like this, in my mind, I'm like, this guy's too ready. I'm not gonna mount this ever. But if he has his knees up, I'm like, oh, okay, he doesn't really understand the flat leg, but I know that the most advanced of advanced keep the leg up. So here's how you do it. Holding onto this knee right here, as I bring my foot through, freeze. That is the exact moment he's gonna drop his leg. Now, if I also lean my weight forward and I pull on this, it's gonna lift this knee, look. Do the elbow escape, and my hook comes in. So there's two reasons to anchor this pant right here. One, keeps me from falling back. Two, is that if I push this knee, it lifts this knee. And if I push it at the perfect time, right before he is gonna initiate his elbow escape, I can insert my hook on this bottom leg. So leg, see, is it time for your elbow escape, Henry?
No, not ready.
It's not time for the elbow escape yet. But if I just showed you normal, it would be time now. Go back. But if, look, leg, freeze. Right now I pull, and then I put my hook in. Should we do that solo?
You can do that, but you gotta do other stuff to do it still.
We got it. Yeah, we have to still do what I just talked about.
You gotta do the.
So we're on our left hip.
Step. You gotta do all the high step, yeah.
We're on our left hip, left elbow. We'll start with holding the pant leg, move away, and then bring the foot through, and then put the hook in. Great. Again, left hip, left elbow. Now, they have this in place. Okay? So then if that's in place, I grab my foot with my right hand, right foot, right hand, and now I bring it in close, close, close. It comes through. And then I release it and shoot my hooks in. Immediate hip pressure. Don't even go to your knees. Straight to heavy hips. Other side. Other side. Right hip, right elbow. Here, I'm ready to step, but I'm holding their knee so they can't bridge me. Foot comes out, foot comes through, and then immediate hooks. Boom, hip pressure. Good. Again, right hip, right elbow. And they have here, small area. So I'm gonna come through here. Look, holding, anchoring the pant first. And then when they come down, I reach for my foot.
Grab the blade.
And now my foot creeps through that valley.
Nice, Robert Martin, that was
and
nice.
And I release the foot once I'm past the border, boom, shoot both hooks in.
Immediate hooks once you cross that hip line. Good, Richard.
Now we can try left hip, left elbow, holding the pant. Move my hip back a little bit. Right foot is gonna creep through. And then once it creeps through, my foot's in the ground, look how I'm gonna pull this leg, not north, but that way. As my head goes, and then my left hook shoots in.
Critical, pull that leg and drive your hooks in. Yeah, guys, beautiful.
Remember,
nice, Renata.
guys, what you understand is this. If you pull up, it won't move the flat leg. But if you pull the pants this way, it lifts the flat leg. I've never met a pair of legs that did not lift.
So interesting, huh?
Yeah. Again, sitting on here, facing the legs, grabbing the knee. My foot comes up high, thread the needle. And
nice,
then,
Ty.
before I pick my hips up, I lean and I pull.
Pull to the front. Nice, Ty.
And now back hook in. And
good,
then
Carla.
both hooks in.
Awesome, Carla. Great.
One more time on the other side. Let's keep it balanced. Grabbing the top knee. Not the top knee, the far knee. Grabbing the far knee. Here, move back a little bit. Foot threads through. Boom, the foot touches. Head leans, pull. Back hook in. Both hooks in.
Beautiful. Good, Reggie. Charlie, Loriano, solid, you guys.
Side mount control. One slice, elbow over the head.
Okay.
Elbow over the head, one principle. We'll hit it light right now, we'll hit it again.
We'll hit it light right now, you guys. We'll hit it more tomorrow. Yeah, the journey continues. You know this. So one critical guard prevention. All of the stuff we're doing so far has been preemptive to the guard, right? Like we're here, he drops his elbow, starts bumping, put me in the guard. My knee blocks his, I beat his knee. What if he don't beats my knee? He shrimps and boom, he gets his knee inside, okay? And this is very normal. It's everyone's battle from the bottom. And if he can shrimp his knee inside, that's the first step. The immediate next step for Hidon is head extension. And because once Hidon's head is essentially parallel to his spine and my spine are parallel, he has achieved guard. Go back. If our spines are perpendicular, which they are right now, his spine is here, my spine is here, I'm still in side control. Whether this knee is in here or not, I'm still on the side. The second his spine goes straight, I'm no longer side control. I am now in the open guard. Let's go back. So if that's true, what we need to understand is, I'm gonna stay loose just so you can see it. The second his knee comes in, the first thing you need to do is dive north and trap his head, not with your elbow like this, an obtuse angle. You have to trap, he's gonna bust away. You have to trap his head with an acute angle of your whole rib cage and arm shoulder over your wedged elbow and your body weight. And I'm driving my weight on that north elbow. And then immediately I hug his inner thigh. And then from there, so elbow trap, 1, 2, grab the leg, 3, walk north, 4, throw the leg. For the same reason why he don't taught you to throw the leg. 5, wedge your knee under their hip, and then come digging for the underhook, and then start making your switches here, okay? So the head trap is so important, you guys. Let's say we're playing this smart knee battle, he pulls his elbow, he bumps, he gets it in, go. It's so interesting. So often when people insert this knee, the top person responds by fighting this knee. Like if this knee comes in, go ahead, they go, oh no, they start to pin the knee and start to come, like the knee is the battle, and it is. You could beat that knee and still pass the guard. What I'm saying is there's an easier response to that knee than to go against that knee. The knee gets in, go get the head, because what you're preventing is the extension capability of the opponent. Cool? So Hidon bumps, bring your knee inside. Second knee down, right away, 1, big backstroke. 2, walk to the north, put your knee in my belly. His knee can't reach my belly because I do this little walk, then I throw his leg away, and then I slide my knee back down under his hip, and at this point I can either backstroke. If he has an underhook, let's rotate. If we land here with an underhook, look, I'm gonna backstroke to the inside hip. If we land here and he has a neck hug, you can also stay there. I can stay here, but have a neck hug. If he comes out, then I'll come out with the underhook, and I'll go here, okay? What you don't wanna do is if he has an underhook, come out and go here. Look, you're gonna get your back taken. Cool? Awesome. You don't wanna do that solo with him? Yes. So, standard side mount. Standard side mount, right knee, right elbow. And now the kind of on both knees, I guess. And now the knee slips inside. As soon as the knee slips inside, don't worry about what they've gotten, worry about what they want next. So I throw my elbow over the head, tuck it in tight, and then I kind of fall my weight a little bit, very much smashing them from being able to extend their head. Right hand now reaches back and hugs their thigh. And now a little walk away from their legs as I push the leg away. Grabbing the pant, grabbing the thigh, and then from here, I bring my, rotate, I bring my right knee in close, and here I am. And now like Henner said, whether I do a backstroke, and now I'm in the modified side mount, or if they pull their arm out, I can go to standard side mount, who knows. But modified side mount seems like the way to go, especially because they were guard recovery modes. Yep. So once again, I'm on both my knees, okay? I'm gonna have my right elbow a little bit heavier for now. Their knee comes in. The left elbow, once their knee comes in, left elbow way over the head.
drop the left hip and really pinch their head in tight with your left elbow. Left hip drops. Immediately the right hand goes back and hugs their thigh. And now I'm gonna move my legs towards the head a little bit. When I move it towards the head, their legs have a hard time following. I walk towards the head. And then from here, I'm rotating so you guys can see. From here, now that the knee's not in there anymore, my right knee creeps up close. And then right hand, backstroke. And now I'm in the modified side mount. To the other side. Okay, so I'm on both my knees. My right arm is near their head. The person's bottom leg slips in. Right away, right arm over the head. Pinch the elbow tight. And then drop the right hip a little bit, very heavy. There's no way they're gonna put you in the guard right now. But their knee is still across your hip a little bit. So your left arm hugs their far thigh. And then you move your legs which way? Towards their head. By moving towards their head, their legs cannot follow you. Once their knee pops out from your hip, you slide your right knee up by their hip again, you fill the space. Last one on that side.
Good, Giancarlo. That was it. Let's do it again, guys. On the other side.
I'm on my knees. My right arm is over their head, or it's under their neck, let's say. Here, and now they bring their knee inside. Right away, right arm over the head. And tuck your elbow in.
Drive your weight up on that arm.
And then drop your hip.
Nice.
There's so much weight right here. There's no weight on my knees barely.
Perfect, David Luna and Kerry, looking sharp. Drive that weight forward on that elbow.
My hand comes back, hug their thigh. And now my legs move away from their legs.
Nice, walk away.
And then I push their leg a little bit, and once there's space, bring your left knee in tight.
Left knee to their hip.
Left knee tight. Good. And then modified side mount, left hand backstroke. Great, and here we are. It's beautiful. Good?
Very good.
So once again, you guys did everything. He said it. My knee slips in. Boom, my head, don't move. Even if he does nothing right now, I won't be able to recover guard. Now, my knee is still across the hip. Some people might overreact to that knee, but Henner very simply hugs the thigh. Look how little, my knee's out. He moved like 5 inches that way, and my knee pops out. And you know why it also pops out? It pops out because I feel dominated. Boom. My head is so trapped.
No extension.
Even though my knee is in there, I'm faking it.
Well, you said it best. When this knee comes in, don't fight what has happened. Prevent what's gonna happen.
Yes.
The head, that was a very good way to explain what we're exactly accomplishing here. Is you're preventing the extension that they haven't done yet, but you know they have to do to recover guard. Beautiful, you guys. So that's one of our favorites. When the knee comes in, boom. Not to mention the guillotine. The guillotine implications there when you're always wrapping the head like that to keep someone from extending. There are guillotines, there are darces, because that's very common, right? When they bring the knee in like this, first gets his knee in here. Get the knee in, I trap the head, boom. Start pushing my back, push with this hand inside, start pushing my hips away. Look, there's the darts right there, boom. So if this arm comes up at all in its attempt to push his head out, like try to slip his head out, look what he does, boom, done. Okay, so once you have the head trapped, many things are possible. Excellent, you guys. Excellent. Okay, any questions? Any questions? Guys, type them in if you do.
There was a question earlier.
Yes.
For the advanced person, would you rather do a knee on belly as your default rather than straight to the mount from the high step?
How do we mount? What's your favorite way to mount? Because obviously we like all ways of mounting. But if I'm gonna mount you,
not knee on belly.
In terms of high step more.
Achieving the mount, we don't use knee on belly to achieve mount on each other.
He means like sliding across the belly or stepping.
Oh, I see.
What's the more common way?
It's a good question, bro. I think a tight knee drive is more common for us. It's more control based, especially with nice big underhooks, nice elbow spread, even double underhooks sometimes, sliding that knee across fast and aggressively versus trying to high step where it's a speed pass, but we're not speedy enough for each other. You feel me? I think we control each other more than we speed each other. I don't know.
I feel like I think the thing is this. If you side mount somebody and you want to mount them versus side controlling somebody, 30 seconds, 40 seconds. And then when you feel them, that's when you mount. Which most people don't wait for that.
Yeah,
they get to the side mount, hold for 10, 15 seconds, and they start wanting the mount already. So I would say the times that we mount each other, it's after a fair amount of side mount control.
or a fair amount of side mount control and side mount attack threats.
Yes.
And then we bring the mount in. Because the truth is,
we don't mount fast at all.
If my whole mission is to stop you from mounting on me, you won't mount me. And vice versa. I can't mount him if that's my only job. But if he tries to escape a little bit and I attack a little bit, maybe I can distract. And same thing. So mounting is a very difficult thing to accomplish against somebody who is just watching and preventing mount. And against each other, we need other things to take their mind away. So put it this way, if they're not paying attention, if they're not focused on stopping mount, either one works great. But if they're focused on stopping mount, neither one will work.
That's it.
So be in the side mount longer and threaten small other submissions.
One more question.
Can you use the head trap technique to finish a guard pass like in over-under? Like in over-under?
Yes, can you use the head trap technique to finish a guard pass?
The principle of the head trap can be applied with the elbow over the head.
Yeah.
What we're talking about is this. There have been many times where Henner's passed my guard and he's like throwing his hips, for example, and he hugs my neck. Yeah, one, or even like hugging my collar right here and like pushing and running around. So right now, don't move. So he has my head trapped, but by way of collar grab, because I can't move my head away. And then he'll switch his hips, bring his right knee in tight.
So head control as a guard passing is a huge mechanism, yes. Because if you own the head, you own the angle of extension. And therefore you can solidify your perpendicular acquisition preemptively, essentially. Most of the time people get perpendicular and then they lock in perpendicular. But if you can lock in perpendicular by grabbing the head first, then you can get there. The risk is if you're too ambitious on the head grab and the reach of the neck, you often expose your arms. You gotta be careful, you gotta reach safely, because if you reach, you can get triangled, you can get arm locked from the guard, so you can't just reach carelessly, but reaching when their legs are not so dangerously positioned is totally possible. And capture the head preemptively helps a lot with the pass, actually. Yes, it does.
Which then, on the flip side, when you're on the bottom controlling guard,
not
letting your head get controlled becomes a key focus. You can't grab my neck.
Huge. If the head gets grabbed, they're gonna pass your guard. Next question or last question?
When in smart knee position, what do you do if they frame your neck with the near side arm? Not modified, not right.
So when in smart knee position, right here.
I'm shrimping, and your knee's tight, right? You're there.
My knee's tight. If this arm frames my neck.
Yeah, you do modify. You do modify. You do modify.
Remember, like, when I modify, I also defeat this knee right here. Smart knee is designed so that this knee can't enter. So if my head is low, right now it can't enter that knee. I'm on his arm. But if he frames, I do another way of stopping that knee, which is
with his hand.
Which is my hand.
Flip that around so you can see here.
Which is my hand. You see where the hand's been going. You guys see. So here, knee, he frames right away. Boom, boom, I go back to this.
That replaces the knee. That hand replaces what was previously his knee against my hip.
Well, when it comes to stopping frames, there is how difficult is it to stop someone's frame with your head tight? If somebody really wants
a conscious,
to frame,
deliberate effort the whole time.
Yes.
You're always keeping tab of that arm and you have to always watch it.
Meaning, like, sometimes you don't have to leave that much space for a frame to enter.
Yeah.
If someone is very persistent on framing your neck and you leave a half an inch, their frame's gonna enter.
In. It's like water, it always gets in.
Yes, so you, like my head, sometimes, lay back down right here, like where your head is placed, like right now, standard side mount control. Look, my chin was on his shoulder. Like, now frame. Nope. You see that? There's almost like I'm putting my chin, like, in his neck. But that kind of almost, sometimes it's a little much, right? Somebody's putting their chin and their mouth against your neck so you can't frame. So
can't do it, coronavirus.
Can't do it.
Not right now. So yes, you guys.
If you don't want to get framed, the
frame
head
is real.
nailed.
And here's the thing, frame, no matter what you're doing, smart knees, scooping elbows, when a frame comes in, it warrants the immediate response that we're talking about. Because if you do not respond to a frame early, it's like a fire. Little fire, great, pour some water, throw some sand on it, it's easy to put it out. But once a frame is activated and a lot of space is created and the fire is blazing, you can call whoever you want, you're not putting it out. It's hard. So responding to a frame preemptively early and not letting it activate and really create a lot of distance is so important because so many escapes are enhanced by the frame's insertion and activation. So you gotta get off that frame right away and turn into modified mount or going knee on belly, anything to basically fill the space and do something different. are effective ways to do that. We'll talk more about knee on belly in the, maybe tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow night's class, we'll do that. Awesome, you guys. Take him through a little visualization in terms of side mount control and your mindset while you're doing that. Let's follow him, guys. Close your eyes. Follow along.
Okay, we find ourselves in the side mount. It's not a 620-pound sumo wrestler. It's somebody who's your same weight, maybe 12, 15 pounds heavier, but very, very active. And when you land on top, you feel their energy. They're just very, very chattery. So you want to connect to them, but they're also very strong. So you don't want to be too connected. You want to be connected, but not attached. You have your hands out, your fingers are light, but you're still sticky, your head is low. And then while being low and connected, they kind of check your base side to side, but you're ready for that. And then they do a big bump in an attempt to push your hip and put you in the guard, so you dive straight to the smart knee. You bring your right knee right to their hip. And then you scoop up their elbow, you sit through to the cross chest. When you sit to the cross chest, your control of that arm is minimal. So they rip their elbow to the ground from the cross chest, where you're facing their face a little bit. And when the elbow goes to the ground, you go right back to the smart knee again. 2 times in a row, you have controlled their attempt to put you in the guard by bringing the smart knee, by bringing the right knee tight to their hip. And now the elbow slips down, you're waiting, and they push you again, you pick it back up again. And this time you pick it up, you hold it, but when you pick it up, you actually kind of slide north so that their elbow cannot drop straight to the ground. You've taken away their angle to drop straight to the ground by sliding north. And now you're holding, and it's been a good 25, 30 seconds, and now as they slow down, you know, they believe that you're in control mode, and they're waiting for any little bit of opening to bump. And you accidentally look to the side, and when you look, they insert their frame in your neck because they don't need that much space. So when the frame enters, you throw your arm over the head, switch your hips back to the modified side mount. From the modified side mount, you're blocking guard recovery, and then they stop. So you sit through, and you're gonna do a high step to the mount. But you know you can't do any high step because they're gonna elbow escape you. So you're anchoring their knee, their far knee, and you thread the needle and you step through. And right when they think elbow escape, what do? You lean and you pull, which makes their flat leg no longer flat. You insert both hooks. And then they're just in shock because you weren't supposed to elbow escape. I'm sorry, you weren't supposed to know that they were gonna go for the elbow escape. You were in high step mode, but even though you were in high step mode, you were ready for the elbow escape. And you get both hooks in.
And it is shocking when you have a knee on the ground that you think is supposed to stay there, and then suddenly someone does this, you go, oh my gosh, I didn't do that, and my leg isn't on the ground, and the hook goes in, and it's so frustrating.
And the cool part is that sometimes it only has to lift like
a little.
Like, it's so, like, and which means that it almost goes unnoticed.
They almost don't know why this knee came up.
You
it was a
pulled
Jedi.
so little.
It was Jedi, yeah.
And then you ask the person, hey, why did I mount you? And they're like, and my leg wasn't flat.
Yeah,
they say my leg wasn't flat.
I didn't keep my leg flat. They don't know that you were their spirit.
You lifted their leg. They think that they just weren't flat.
It's a little creepy.
It's a little creepy. Okay.
Thanks, great visualization, you guys. I was in there. I was all the way in. Well, friends, congratulations. Another one. We'll keep it going. We'll keep adding it together. More controls. Tomorrow night, we're here, 6 o'clock MC, 7 o'clock Fit Jitsu. It's looking like next week we're going to open up for regular no contact classes here in Torrance. That's why we changed the camera configuration, because what's going to happen is we're going to be facing the camera here and then addressing you guys, and we're here, but this is our group class. So you guys are going to be right here, connected, shoulder to shoulder. You're going to still be with us. We can reach out and touch you still. So it's going to be awesome. We're going to have the room full of students here starting Monday. We're going to announce that to them tomorrow, so don't tell anybody. And that's going to be very fun and exciting.
Can't wait. And we'll start tomorrow with reviewing this.
Yeah, we'll review this, and we have some more to add tomorrow. We'll get into some knee on belly controls, dynamic switches. And then what I was going to say was we're going to add 2 more daytime classes next week as well to bulk up the morning schedule here. So we're going to have Monday morning, I think, combatives. And then Friday morning, Master Cycle. So Master Cycle daytime classes will now be Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. So if you're on the East Coast or in Europe, you have at least 3 daytime MC classes that you can enjoy. All right, you guys, looking forward to it. We hear you guys' emails. We get the emails, we hear the requests. So we made the changes, and we're looking forward to have you here with the full classes starting next week. And stay safe, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, Master Cycle. Thank you, guys. Beautiful.
Thank you.